Hey, what's up everybody? So I'm making this video today because I want to get your opinion on the Aquascape that we did for this larger tank build. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, your opinions on it. We worked really hard on it. So I'm going to take you guys inside and show you our finished product. But first, let's see what the tank looked like before. So first things first, this wasn't originally our tank. The client called us up because they weren't happy with their previous service company. And when I tell you this tank was just nothing but barren rock, there was no corals or anything in there. Like straight up, no corals were surviving in this tank. So the fact that we even got these corals to do good in this tank and the condition it was in was a huge win for us. Also, sorry about the glare, but when you have a view like this, it's hard to tell the customer to close the blinds. But today, lucky for us, the customer gave us the go-ahead to do a complete rehaul on this aquarium. Now, part of the reason why we're breaking down this tank is because we have a lot of pests and enemies in here. You can see there's some mojanos right there. There's aptasia all throughout the tank. And the only corals that will survive in here are soft corals. So your Kenya trees, you got your leather corals, different types of leather corals, mushrooms, star polyps, and anemones seem to do well in here too. But any LPS or SPS does not do well in this tank at all. We do think this sailfin tang is picking at some of the LPS corals. And might be some other fish in here too. There's also a flame angel in here somewhere. Now, as far as the filtration goes, you can see how kind of sloppy this is. Really bad wire management. You have an exterior return pump. And then the sump is just not a lot of room to operate in here. And then we have a chiller, which we never use. So if we can knock out this chiller, reduce some of the plumbing, then we'll have a lot more room for filtration and wire management. And we'll be putting in a ATO as well, an automatic top off, so that, because right now it doesn't have a top off. We're having to do it manually, and we're only here once a week. So that water level changes, which means the salinity changes. We want to keep it consistent and stable. So we're beginning the process of breaking down the tank. Tommy's taking out the rock little by little because when this tank was set up, they did not epoxy or hold anything together with any adhesive. So all this rock is loose. And with the slightest movement, it all could just cave down and break. Look at that. So even though we worked really hard to get the aquarium to look this good, and to most people it probably looks great, we know that there's underlying issues here that we have to address. And we are back. Now it's been about close to 2 months, I believe. That's because we had to take all the fish out, medicate them. It was a whole to-do. But I am really digging this Aquascape. Like, I'm really proud of how this turned out. Like, legit, this makes me really happy. And check out this floating arch right here. This was Tommy's idea. We worked so hard on this, just like cementing little pieces of rock together so we could get that kind of floating arch look. It's so dope. Like, I had to get inside this tank, y'all. Like, this was not an easy project. But I just love how the look of it. It's so much more open. I love how the rocks climb up and down the wall. You cover a lot of the overflow there. I just love the way everything just kind of flows. It's a lot more open. There's different cave systems. Now there's an eel that's in this tank, and this is going to make it a lot harder. Like, one of the things the client stressed to us is they never got to see the eel because the last tank was just a pile of rocks. This way it's a lot more open, and they're able to see the eel a lot more too. But at the same time, the eel has plenty of areas still to hide. I just love how from every angle that you look at this tank in this room, it still looks really cool and interesting. There's so much going on. It'll look even cooler when there's corals in here. And this is where the client has a lot of meetings and stuff. They have a lot of business meetings, and this is kind of the centerpiece there. It's a conversation starter. So we really wanted something that was going to grab people's attention. And we also wanted something that was going to be a lot of layers to it, a lot of things to kind of draw your eyes around the aquarium. And yes, we do have corals in here already. They're doing really well. We got a little bit of brown algae in here, but we're really keeping the lights very low. And all the corals are doing really well. Everything's cycled. Everything's legit. Hammer corals looking beautiful. All the fish are doing great after going through their quarantine process. Duncan coral. We got a few corals in here. We got some more to come, but we're really taking our time with this aquarium. There's some brown algae on the sand, but that's to be expected with a new aquarium. I mean, this is legit like a little over a month old. And again, sorry about the glare, but just can't close the blinds. Oh, and yes, y'all, I got a green spotted puffer in here too. And look at that Borbonius anthias. Oh, what a beautiful fish. And what did I tell you? You can actually see the zebra eel now. Look at him. Oh, and check this fish out. Come on. Look at this. Look at this candy basslet. Oh. This was a major issue why we rescaped this tank also, is the customer wanted to be able to see their eel. And now we got it to where the eel feels safe, but at the same time, they're able to actually enjoy it. Now, quick look to the filtration improvements. We got an ice cap sump here. And we gave ourselves a lot more room here with the wire management. You can see there's no wires just dangling around. It's all clean. But we gave ourselves a lot more room under here for an ATO. But, you know, also it's just not as dangerous as it was before. I'm not worried about getting shocked or anything like that, which is always nice when you're working on a tank. And the plumbing, we cleaned that up. A lot of extra plumbing that was there we got rid of, and we replumbed it to make it a little bit more streamlined and easier. Now, keep in mind, there's still a lot more work to do to the filtration, so still a lot more to come. Now, this was a bit of a big project, but I'm glad we took it on, and I'm glad we made the improvement, and I just can't wait to add more stuff. So we're at like the midway point. We still have a lot of work to do, but I'm feeling really good about the progress we've made. The fish in there that we put in there are doing really well. The corals seem to be doing really well. I'm excited to finish this up here in a little bit. Now, the other thing that's really exciting for this tank is we have a really big budget for livestock. So when it comes to fish, we were able to get some really cool things. You've already seen it with the candy basslet. We're gonna really max out this tank with some beautiful reef safe, non-aggressive type of fish. So if you guys have any suggestions, please drop it in the comments. But as of right now, like, I'm thinking we're gonna put some cool tile fish in here. Like, I'm really excited being able to stock this tank up. Now, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I appreciate you. You guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. And remember to comment and let me know how you guys like to skate.